Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into something pretty interesting. We've got sources suggesting that Chrome's long reign might actually be facing a real challenge.
Yeah, you shared a great piece focusing on this browser called Comet from Perplexity AI. It's specifically listed like 7 things Comet does that Chrome can't.
Hmm.
So our mission today is to really unpack this. Is Comet, genuinely different, a real productivity boost for learners, power users, or is it just Chrome with a different coat of paint? We got to figure out what this agentic AI thing actually means day to day.
It's definitely the right time to look at this. And the first thing to get is the base layer, which helps explain why it feels kind of familiar at first. Comet is built on Chromium, Google's open source engine.
Ah, okay, so that means compatibility. Look the same.
Exactly. It looks and feels pretty much like Chrome. And yeah, crucially, all your Chrome store extensions still work. So no big learning curve there.
Right, familiar territory.
But that's really where the similarities stop. The big difference, the core idea, is this integrated agentic AI assistant. Agentic. Okay, what does that translate to? Not just a chatbot in the corner.
No, not at all. We're not talking about a passive sidebar that just, answers questions based on search. This AI is built to have agency, the ability to act autonomously within the browser itself.
To do things.
Precisely. Its whole stated goal, mentioned right in the material, is helping you browse smarter and faster and tackle life's admin seamlessly.
Yeah.
That means instant Q&A, sure, but also organizing things, automating multi-step tasks.
That difference between just showing results and actually executing tasks feels pretty fundamental.
It really is. The core promise isn't just finding information better. It's about doing things better. Comet tries to automate entire workflows.
Workflows that might normally need, what, several extensions, maybe different apps open?
Yeah, exactly. Things that are clunky in Chrome. Comet aims to handle them with just one natural language prompt, saved as something they call a shortcut.
And that's what the articles mean when they say Chrome doesn't even come close. This automation power.
That seems to be the main thrust, yeah. That single prompt, multi-step automation.
Okay, so let's unpack where you'd actually feel this power first. For the learner, maybe someone trying new tech, the big hurdle is often just getting started, right? Wrestling with complicated setup guides. Comet supposedly simplifies that, turns docs into tutorials.
Yeah, and there's a really great example in one of the breakdowns that makes this super clear. The user was trying to set up a llama.
A llama, right? That's the platform for running large language models, LLMs, locally on your own machine.
Exactly, which often needs, specific configurations, fiddling with system settings. It can get technical fast.
Definitely not point and click.
Right. And this user didn't just need to get a llama running. They needed to install a specific model, Mistral 0.7b instruct, and this is the tricky part, install it to a non-default location.
Oof. Okay, that usually means environment variables, doesn't it?
Precisely. Setting up an environment variable. If you've ever done that manually, you know it involves digging through dense documentation, hoping you type the path correctly, getting the commands just right.
It's that moment where you're staring at a blinking cursor in the terminal thinking, did I miss a slash? That's where a lot of people just kind of give up.
Comet aims to eliminate that moment. Instead of the user spending hours searching docs, the assistant just guided them, step by step.
How specifically?
Well, walk them through adding the new environment variable in their system settings. Then it gave them the exact 2 terminal commands needed to download and install the model correctly. And finally, the command to start the local server, all laid out clearly.
So it's like having a patient expert looking over your shoulder, translating the complex technical jargon into plain English steps you can actually follow.
That's exactly the so what for the learner. You don't need a PhD in environment variables. Comet just handles the complexity and guides you through it. The sources even mentioned you could add screenshots to the prompt if you got stuck.
Wow, okay. Like a collaborative troubleshooter built into the browser. That's a huge time saver for getting things working.
Massive accelerator, yeah.
Okay, so setup's easier. What about after that? The daily grind of just information overload. We're drowning in content. How does Comet help there? Summarization, I assume.
Yes, but it goes a bit deeper, especially with video. This is a serious time saver. Say you've got a 30-minute YouTube tutorial or a long lecture.
Right, and you only need that one bit of info buried somewhere inside.
Exactly. Comet doesn't just give you a text summary. It does that, yes, summarizes the whole thing, gives you the key takeaways, but it also extracts the full transcript.
Ah, so I can just search the transcript for that specific command or keyword without scrubbing through the whole video.
Precisely. No more watching 29 minutes just to find that one crucial command mentioned at the end. cuts down friction massively.
Okay, that's useful. What else on the content front?
There is also this context feature. Let's say you're reading an article, maybe watching something, and a term or reference pops up that just doesn't make sense on its own, as the source put it.
Happens all the time, especially with niche topics or fast-moving news.
Right. So you can highlight it, ask Comet for an explanation. And it doesn't just give you a dictionary definition. It actually scans the current page, looks at recent related news, pulls in historical context. It tries to give you the full picture so the reference actually clicks.
I can see that being incredibly helpful, like on places where context is often missing.
Exactly. The reviewers pointed this out specifically for platforms like X, formerly Twitter, or deep Reddit threads, or even YouTube comments. People reference things assuming everyone knows the backstory.
And Comet fills in those gaps for you.
Yeah.
Instantly. Less pausing, less opening new tabs to search, less mental effort, basically.
Just keeps you in the flow, yeah.
Okay, this is all great for consuming and understanding information. But you mentioned action. Let's pivot to that. Comet has a voice mode. Alt plus Shift plus V.
It does.
We've all got voice assistants on our phones, in our speakers. Google search has voice input. What's the real difference here?
Well, think about it this way. Chrome's voice mode mostly searches. You ask a question, it gives you links back.
Right. Yeah, pretty much.
Comet's voice mode is designed to take actions. It's more like asking your car to drive, not just for directions. You can ask it to open a specific site, sure, or find a video. But you can also use it to kick off those automated workflows we talked about. It's built for doing things from the get-go.
And that leads us to the shortcuts feature, right? This sounds like where the agentic part really comes alive. Tell us more about these. How complex can they get?
This is potentially game-changing. Shortcuts let you create custom commands, simple, intuitive phrases that trigger a whole sequence of actions, sometimes across different websites or apps.
Okay, give us an example. The sources must have highlighted one.
They did, and the one that really stood out was a custom shortcut someone made. Update sheet.
Update sheet. Sounds simple. What did that one command actually do?
Okay, so the workflow was, first, the AI had to log into the user's Asana account, their project management tool.
All right.
Then it had to find all the tasks marked as completed within a specific project. Then parse that information, maybe summarize it a bit, and then automatically update a specific spreadsheet, the completed tasks worksheet, stored in the user's Google Docs.
Whoa, okay, wait. It accessed Asana, found data, processed it, and then updated a Google Doc, all from one command, update sheet.
All from update sheet, unsupervised.
Now, hold on. Setting that up sounds powerful, but does that mean the user had to mess around with, like, API keys for Asana and Google? That's usually the painful part of connecting things.
See, that's where the integrated browser agent shines.
Yeah.
Because Comet is the browser, and you grant it permission to access those accounts once natively.
Ah, so no manual API key juggling for each connection.
Not in the same way you'd need with separate extensions trying to talk to each other. The user just tells the AI the goal. Find completed tasks. Update the sheet. The agent already has the permissions it needs, figures out how to navigate Asana, pull the data, switch to the Google Doc tab, and paste it in. No human intervention needed after the trigger.
That is genuine multi-platform automation. Without needing Zapier or complex external tools, Chrome just can't do that on its own, can it?
Not natively, no. You'd need a bunch of extensions, maybe some custom scripts. It gets messy fast.
Okay.
And Comet formalizes this even more with a feature called tasks. These are basically scheduled shortcuts, recurring actions.
So you can set it and forget it.
Exactly. Set up a task to, say, check your Asana every morning at 8 a.m. and flag urgent items. Or maybe scan Amazon for price drops on specific products twice a week. Or compile a summary of tech news headlines every evening.
So the browser becomes this background administrative assistant, running these checks and updates for you.
That's the idea. A personalized workhorse running automatically.
Okay, let's switch gears slightly. Browser efficiency. Tabs. We all drown in tabs, right? I probably have way too many open right now.
Well,
how does an AI help with just basic tab chaos?
yeah, the sources definitely hit on that universal pain point, tab clutter.
Tell me about it.
So Comet automates organization here too. It can group your open tabs by topic. It can also automatically close inactive tabs to save system resources, which ties into a point we'll get to later.
Okay, grouping by topic sounds useful. Does it remember the groups?
Crucially, yes. When you close and reopen the browser, it doesn't just reload a random list of tabs. It restores your organized, categorized workspaces.
That's better than just a simple session or store.
Definitely. But the really cool part, maybe the most agentic part of tab management, is the @tab name feature.
At tab name, what does that do?
It lets you reference the content inside an open tab without actually switching to that tab.
Wait, you can talk about a tab you're not looking at? How does that work? Give me a scenario.
Okay, imagine you're comparison shopping, researching security keys. You open one Amazon tab for, say, the YubiKey 5 series, another tab for the basic security key NFC, maybe a third tab with an expert review article.
Right, normally I'd be clicking back and forth trying to keep the specs straight in my head.
Exactly. With Comet, you could stay on, say, the review article page and just ask the AI assistant. Okay, using the info in at YubiKey 5 and at security key NFC, compare the features and tell me which one is better if I only care about web logins.
And it pulls the data from those other tabs, synthesizes it, and answers me right there without me having to juggle the tabs myself.
That's the claim. It accesses the context you've already gathered in those tabs and gives you a tailored answer. Saves a ton of mental effort, that cross-referencing cognitive load.
Yeah, that is real efficiency. I can see that being huge for research.
Absolutely. And this idea extends into automated shopping more broadly. Comet can handle price comparisons across different stores, find and apply coupon codes automatically at checkout, track price history, the usual smart shopping assistant stuff, but integrated.
Okay, makes sense. Now let's talk about that ultimate admin task example from the sources. The one that probably made everyone who's ever booked group travel shudder. Complex form filling.
Yes, the flight booking scenario.
What happened there? That sounded like a massive time saver.
It was. So the user was booking flights for 9 people.
9. Oh man, the data entry.
Exactly. Hours of manually typing names, dates of birth, passport numbers, expiry dates for every single person. Tedious, easy to make a mistake, just awful.
Takes forever.
So the solution here was pure agentic power. The user had an Excel spreadsheet with all 9 passengers' details neatly laid out.
Okay.
They uploaded that sheet to Comet. Then Comet literally took control of the form on the airline's booking website and auto-filled every single field for all 9 passengers, pulling the correct data from the spreadsheet.
Wow. Just filled it all in accurately.
Apparently so. It saved potentially an hour or more of mind-numbing, error-prone clicking and typing. It really shows the AI managing high-stakes, repetitive data entry.
That's not just saving time, that's saving sanity.
Yeah.
Dealing with complex admin like that is dreadful.
Totally.
Okay, so Comet clearly offers some pretty impressive productivity gains. The technical help, the automation, the tab magic, the form filling. But
There's always a but, isn't there? What are the trade-offs, the downsides the sources mentioned?
you definitely don't get this level of active AI capability for free. And the sources were clear about the costs. First, performance.
Does it use more resources?
Yeah. The reports explicitly state the browser uses more resources than Chrome. All that local processing for the agentic functions takes power. So if you're on an older machine or you already push your RAM to the limit, that could be a real issue. It might feel sluggish.
Okay, resource usage makes sense.
Yeah.
What else? The big one, I imagine.
Privacy.
That's absolute critical trade-off, yes. When you're talking about giving an AI access to your Sauna projects, your Google Docs, your Amazon account, your flight booking details.
We're giving it the keys to the kingdom, essentially.
Pretty much. The reports put it plainly. Privacy concerns are real. To get this seamless automation, you have to grant the AI profound access to read and potentially manipulate data in your personal and work accounts.
So for that power user connecting their work tools, they need to really trust the system.
Absolutely. You have to be comfortable with that level of data access. It's a significant decision, weighing the convenience against the potential privacy implications. That trust is the price of admission for this kind of automation. And, for balance, we should also mention the community critique that came up.
Oh, what was the counter argument?
Well, one viewpoint was basically, hey, Chrome's built-in Gemini AI already does a lot of the summarization and Q&A stuff pretty well now.
Implying that maybe Comet isn't that revolutionary outside of the hardcore automation.
Kind of. The suggestion was that the truly unique differentiator might only be the agentic automation, those cross-platform shortcuts and scheduled tasks. Everything else, maybe Chrome is catching up on.
That's a fair point. It helps frame Comet's core value proposition, doesn't it? It's not just about slightly better search or summaries. It's fundamentally about the AI taking control to automate things, not just sitting passively.
Exactly. That shift in dynamic is the key.
So we kicked this off asking if Comet was just another Chromium clone or maybe the future of browsing. And based on what we've unpacked from the sources the Olama setup help, those powerful cross-platform shortcuts like Update Sheet, the crazy form-filling example, it feels pretty clear. Comet really is trying to shift the browser from just a window you look through into an active agent, a partner that helps manage your digital life.
Yeah, it's a fascinating glimpse into where things might be heading. Thanks for sharing these sources. They really map out this next potential phase of how we interact with the web. And as we wrap up, leaving you to think about this big shift, this idea of trusting an AI with so much access and agency, here's a final thought for you to chew on. Building on all that automation we discussed, if your browser can now act as an agent, accessing your accounts, managing your files, scheduling tasks like checking prices or summarizing news, what is the single most valuable, time-consuming piece of digital admin you currently do that you would trust an AI like this to automate first? What task would you hand over? Something to think about. We look forward to diving deep with you again next time.